We are back with another storage unit video. I'm excited to see what we're going to find in this one. At first glance, when you see us open this one up, there's not too much in here that looks exciting, but I'm really looking forward to digging through here and see what we're going to find in this unit. This one's a small unit. This one's a 5x5. I was kind of hoping this was in the box, but it's not. This is an empty box. But we should be able to fit most of this in the car today. We got a tote down there, a couple boxes. It doesn't look like a lot, but once you start taking stuff out of here, a lot of stuff does come out. So we'll see what kind of stuff we find. So we're always finding purses and shoes. We found Louis Vuitton shoes in another unit, but they were fake. We're always finding like Coach and stuff like that that's not real. This one says Gucci, made in Italy. Anytime I find them in these units, I highly doubt that they're real. Obviously, you got to really check them out and make sure they're real before you try to sell them, but I need to get better at identifying how to see if these are real or not. But we got a purse in here that's, I think it said, oh no, it's Rampage. Yeah, I'm really skeptical when I find stuff like that in units. I really don't think it's real, but again, we're gonna have to look into it and see, but not bad so far. So we just opened up this box. It looks like it's back to a gaming chair maybe. Or maybe for a car, it says GT Racing. That's the only part that's in there. I'm hoping it comes with the bottom piece, like the cushion part, but it might be in one of these boxes. Let's see, careful, it's heavy. No, that's like blankets and plush, or blankets, sweaters. Yeah, hopefully I don't know if it just comes like that or if it has a back piece, but we'll see what we're gonna do with that thing. Blankets. This is like a half-used firework. There's only like three of the little canister shells left in there. This, I think they did their own printing. They have like their own printing business, because there's that silhouette machine that I showed you in the beginning, and then they have a bunch of like vinyl cutouts. It looks like they were pressing. And then this thing right here looks like a mixer, like for a bar, like the shot glass and the mixer and all that stuff in there. So, and then that right there probably holds it all. This is probably like a set. Maybe I should have read the box. Oh yeah, there we go. So bartender kit, shaker, mixing spoon, corkscrew, cocktail stand. So this is like a whole bartender set there. Some other stuff. I'm interested to see what's in that tote and those boxes down there. So once we get into that, I'll turn this camera back on. So this is a common theme that we've been finding in lockers. If you do storages, let me know if you come across the same thing. But we always find cash in there, and it always seems to be either like torn in half or ripped. I don't know what the deal is with that. We found like dollar bills that have been ripped in half, and then here's another 20. It's only half a 20. So I don't know what the deal is, why people rip that money and leave it in these units, but this is like the third time we came across that so far. So there's these things too that we just found. Nanopods truly wireless earphones. I should have brought my GoPro. It's kind of hard to do it with one hand, but let's see if they're in here and what these things, if they're any good. Well, they are in there. First time I ever found that. Usually we find like AirPod cases and stuff and iPhone cases, and they're not in there. But those all seem to be in there like they were new. There's a little tips in there too. I mean, it doesn't look like a high quality brand or anything, but we'll look into these. At least they're in there. That's a good sign. Let's see what else we're finding over here so far. There was nothing in that bag. We already looked through that. Is that the firework? Another part of this firework we'll leave in there. Makeup. There was nothing else good in this.
I didn't really look through there.
Some knee pad for the skateboard. Skateboard there. Usually if it's a good brand, you can like take the trucks off and sell like the trucks and stuff, but that just seems maybe like it's a Walmart brand or something. Gold's Gym gloves. I mean, we're not going through every little thing in here. There's some like books down there. Some human remains. No, this is the skull with the spine. Spider-Man plush. I'm still interested about that chair that's there. Stockings. Purse that doesn't look like anything crazy.
Fireworks.
More? Well, it's almost 4th of July. We got a couple months ago, so we might. Oh, yeah, those look new too. Let's see. Yeah, these are unused. So we got something to light up on 4th of July. What is that? Yeah, some more in there. We're coming down towards the end. It wasn't too big of a unit. It was just a little 5x5. But again, we still have to go in depth through all this stuff and look through each little thing inside of there. Once we get home, we'll dump everything out and look through it all. But what is that? Ah, empty. Let's see what's in here. It looks like more blankets and stuff. Let's see. The thing about here in El Paso, we're in the desert, so everything's covered in dust. So that says clothes. See all that all that dust in there. It's crazy. Hopefully we at least find some good clothing. So maybe they were bartenders too.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a game, huh? Like, oh, it's like Plinko.
Yeah.
It's a drinking game. That'll be a good like Facebook Marketplace sale. We got a bunch of clothes in here. I'm not gonna go through it all now, but oh, Pikachu. Open that up, please. Kids shirt?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, size small. Yeah, so we got a bunch of clothes in here that we need to look through. It looks like all kid clothes maybe, so we'll go through that at home. We can throw that in there. And no, that never fails too. All the time in storage units we find blow-up mattresses. All right, we got a tablet here, not sure what. It's probably just a generic brand on that one. We got a whole box of electronics that we've been stacking up at home. All right, here's a tote. I'm hoping it's not full of clothes, but let's see. All right, we got some boxes at least. I see an Apple box, some Vans, hopefully. Dang, all this dust. This is what you like to see in a tote. At least you have a chance. When you open it and find a bunch of clothes, you pretty much know what you're getting, but let's see. Oh, what is this? What'd you find? Another phone. Yeah, so see, we've been finding a bunch of cracked phones, iPhones, computers, laptops. And somebody actually reached out to me. They said they do buy them, so we're just stacking up a big lot of stuff that's broken that we're not going to use, and then we'll just end up selling them. What is this? Power Neb. Oh, this is like a nebulizer. You can't sell these on eBay. Honestly, I really don't know what to do with stuff like this. I've been finding a few of these, like medical devices and stuff, and I just don't know what to do with them. There's a little ramp. Compact wipes warmer. Let's see if any of these shoes are in here. Nope, this one feels empty. Oh no, there's some little Adidas. No, these are not even Adidas, are they? They're lookalikes, but they're not. I don't see a brand anywhere. Let's see.
Yeah.
Are they? Oh yeah, they're just worn out. Some little Converse. Let's see. This one's the one I'm interested in, but I'm gonna wait on that one. Adidas. Oh, those are not. Why couldn't these be adult shoes?
Yeah, Adidas.
And then, what is this? It feels empty. Spring Armory. Ah, it was a firearm, I think, but it's not in there. All right, let's see. Nah, this is empty. Dang it. It was a MacBook Air. Obviously, no one's just gonna leave that in storage. Yeah, empty. Empty. What's all this? Clipboard, some other papers, books. Las Vegas. EDC, is that what it says?
Mm-hmm.
From a something like that. I've heard of that, but I don't know what it is. Las Vegas 2015. Some more stuff in there. All right, so nothing crazy so far. We're gonna dig through the rest of this stuff and I'll let you know if we find anything good in here. So we did find a couple shoes here. These boots are called, where is it at? I saw it on this one, I think. Work boots can do pretty good. This one's called Survivors. Herman Survivors. I never heard of them, but especially if they're like steel toe, which these are steel toe, you can definitely feel them. So sometimes these can do pretty good. I mean, at the very least, probably like 20 bucks. And then we found these Reeboks here. These look brand new. You can see the bottom. They're called BB 4500 work high top work sneakers. So these are some nice looking work boots right here. I haven't looked them up, but in this condition, they're definitely gonna sell for a decent price. And then we got a bunch of little cars in here. I think these are not like the vintage cars or anything, but we do sell on Dibdit, a lot of toys and stuff like that. If you're not following me on Dibdit, make sure you do that. I'm having at least like 2 auctions a week. We're doing anything from like sports cards, clothing, all kinds of stuff that we find in these storage units. So there's a bunch of little cars we might auction off on there. Again, these are not like vintage or anything, but we can always auction these off, see if anybody wants them. A bunch of clothes, like I said, a bunch of that kids clothes that we got in there. So, and she just found some stuff over here. Nothing else good?
No.
Bunch of
empty
phones.
iPhone boxes.
More iPhone boxes that are empty. Oh dang, there's a lot of them.
Yeah. This one too.
Oh, there's a phone in there. Cracked, huh?
Yeah.
Dang it. So we finally found the iPhone in there, but it's broken. Nothing in there?
And this one has something.
What is that, a remote?
Yeah.
Remote control. All right.
Yeah, still in. Everything's still in there.
Boxes. That's like maybe that's a bartending table or something? I don't know.
Yeah. There's more stuff in here. A bunch of pencils.
Pens and pencils. So definitely not bad at all. There's a lot of stuff in here that's gonna add up. And we haven't really like dug through all these boxes. So a bunch of like new blankets. Obviously we're gonna have to probably throw that in the washer even though it's new, but we got like little Nerf guns. We found another one of those EDC like memorabilia things. There's another little car in there. So it's definitely stacking up. Finding some okay stuff in here. So that's gonna be it for this unit. We got it all cleaned out. There's the back of our truck right there. And then right here, we got the rest of the stuff in the front. So usually like a 5x5 unit, we can usually fit everything in the back of the Suburban here. Once it comes like to the 5x10s, the bigger ones that are stuffed, that's when we have to start getting like a U-Haul or renting a trailer or something like that. But we got everything fit in the back of there. Here is the inside of the unit, nice and clean. But we did find a bunch of stuff in here. We're gonna go home and sort through everything. And then at the end of this video, I'll put in sold comps and stuff like that as they sell. Because I have like 2 or 3 other storage unit videos that I need to release before this one. So I'm sure some of this stuff's gonna start selling off before I post this video. Again, if you're not following me on Dibdit, check the link in the description below. This is where we do all our live auctions. Usually we start these items at $1, the stuff that we don't list on eBay. So make sure you follow over on there. Make sure you follow and subscribe here to follow along all of our storage unit finds that we're doing and the storage unit purchases that we make. So I'm not sure if I mentioned yet, but we ended up paying a total of $281. That includes all the taxes and fees on this unit. And so far we've made $101.21. So far we sold a total of 6 items. Those are the 2 EDC boxes that we found. Those sold for $23.92 and the other one $23.93. That includes shipping as well. We sold this gun part that we found, $24.29, and we ended up netting $13.40. And here are those Reebok shoes that I showed you earlier. That's what they sold for there. We ended up netting $45.21. We sold a blood pressure thing there, $12. We ended up netting about $4 after shipping. And then we found some like lights that go underneath the car that light up. It was still in the box and that sold for $24. We ended up netting about $12 on that one. And we still have tons of stuff to list from this unit. We're about a third of the way there as far as making our money back. And I have no doubts that we're gonna get there because we still have a bunch of stuff to list. I actually have a bunch of stuff out here in the hallway. A couple boxes that we haven't even fully looked through. And we have stuff like lined up ready to list. So again, I have no doubt that we're gonna make our money back on this one. This one was another good unit. But the one that we purchased after this one, I'm actually working on this video now. This one was by far the best one that we purchased so far. As far as like the quality of stuff that was in there, we already made our money back and a little more, and it's only been like a little over a week since we purchased that one. There was some crazy items in there. I can't wait to show you that video. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you do that now to go ahead and give me a follow. That video is going to come out really soon. And then I just bought 2 more units today. So we got a lot of stuff in the works on the channel. So make sure you subscribe, follow us over on Instagram, and we'll see you on the next video.